Clap for Nux. We're rolling. Sweet.
Let's go.
Shot guy, welcome, bro.
Yeah.
Today is it's a special little episode we're doing. We've had the privilege of Alex from Stoos Customs introducing us to the vault. Yeah, shot for letting us use the vault and introducing us to this, bro, because I'm going to jump straight into it.
Cool.
Obviously, Stoos Customs, what it entails,
Yeah.
who you are, bro.
Yeah, so I'm Alex Stoos,
Yeah.
founder and creator of Stoos Customs. So we're actually in the vault now, so this is just a sub-brand of Stoos Customs. I'll start in the beginning. So Stoos Customs specializes in custom motorcycles. Obviously that's a big genre.
Yeah, that's mainly what the people know.
Yeah, so they just see the end result. But we actually design and manufacture everything in-house. So from the triple clamps to the exhaust, to the tank, even to the frame, just depending on what we've been commissioned to build or the purpose. So there's always a form of a function.
Of course, yeah.
So when we do build a custom motorcycle, we always wrap with the client, what is the purpose of the motorcycle? What do they want to achieve with it? Is it a show bike? Do they want to go hopping from place to place, bar hopping?
Yeah.
Or do they really want to rip the arse out of it? So that really just depends on what we build. So we literally we've got a full engineering shop. We used to have a paint shop in-house as well.
Okay.
But that just became too gnarly. The time frame there was just too much. You know, it's paint is its own beast.
Of course.
And I had 3 employees just handling the paint work, and we just weren't doing enough paint to justify all the salaries.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've now simplified it, and we just do absolutely from the triple clamps, like I said, to unique parts.
I see everything from bolts to every little bracket is designed and manufactured, eh?
There's absolutely nothing we can't do in-house anymore, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and explain to the viewers now, when a client comes in, how is it based? Do they give you a structure of, okay, this is what I want, X, Y, and Z, and you go about it and give them a report, or how does it work exactly? Because to have a custom build, someone kind of needs to have an idea or a concept about it and how they want to go about it. And for you to understand the client's also another mission, yeah?
Yeah, so, you know, so I've been doing this for 17 years, starting from, I'm a Harley technician from trade. And it's evolved in not only knowing the mechanics, but, you know, taught myself how to weld and fabricate and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it took a long time to, first of all, trust your skills. And
it's nerve-wracking.
It is. So when a client used to come back to me and say, I want this, I would then build what they wanted. But people don't know what they want.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm trying to get into, yeah.
And what works in their head doesn't work in real life. And when you put everything's possible on paper, and so is the designs. So kind of the evolution was, I would say yes. And then I built a lot of bikes which I thought were fucking hideous, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you have to go through the motion. I wouldn't say hideous, but I knew I could do better. No, because now you're taking your what you want to do and what the client wants, and now you're putting it together, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, of course.
So to go back to it, what I do is I sit down with the client. What do you want to achieve?
In your amazing coffee shop, I may add.
Yeah. So I always ask them to put a Pinterest portfolio together of 10 of the best photos they like.
Okay.
And then I will sit down and I pick up the mood and the style they're going for. And then I ask them, are you going to take a passenger? Are you going to, what is the purpose of this build? And then I will guide them into the right direction.
Okay, so you also give your feedback and input onto, okay, this might not work, this may work.
Yes.
If you're going for all black, this won't work with the black. So I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
So that is quite a mission, I guess. But like you said, if a client understands what they want, it will make your life easier to some extent, yeah?
Most clients always think they know what they want.
Okay, exactly what you said, yeah.
And then you've got to guide them in the right way without insulting them, because it's not a right or wrong, because it is a creative outlet.
Yeah.
So there's no right way or wrong way, but you start learning proportions. So I can already see something, I already know, and that's the whole thing, is lines on a motorcycle is very important. And that's where it is so important, from choosing from the headlight to the tank to the tails, because there's a certain invisible line that you've got to create, and that will be the difference between the bike looking absolutely sexy or something thrown off.
Okay.
And that's where it's up to you to kind of guide the client in the right direction. And that's where I am now, at the point where I'll build you a bike, but it's my take on the genre.
Okay.
And I kind of will allow only so much input, and it's kind of, there's a lot of trust involved.
Yeah. And then for Stoos Customs, it's been here in this premises since you've started, eh?
Yeah, so we've
but
been...
obviously you've grown phenomenally.
Yeah, so I started Stoos Customs 13 years ago, the end of 2011.
So what birthday bash was it now?
That was our 13th year anniversary. Yeah.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, so it's just going from strength to strength, and we started in a 170 square meter factory, and now we're sitting at 1,000 square meters.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
And you got oil and grind, obviously.
Yeah,
that's
so we got
running through.
Yeah, so we got Stoos Customs, the fabrication and custom side. Stoos Customs, the service, where we do servicing and maintenance of.
So you also do just general servicing and so on. Okay.
Predominantly Harleys.
Yeah.
But we do, again, now the vaults, we store a lot of other clients' bikes where we then maintain and restore their classics.
Okay.
But that we don't advertise, because we are, all the technicians are predominantly Harley technicians. We've got a master tech, so we've got a lot of knowledge with Harleys.
Oh, crazy.
But again, that is across the board. We just really enjoy our Harleys.
Yeah.
But we do have clients that we restore their classic bikes. But we don't advertise that. It just naturally...
It progresses into that.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's super cool. We've created like a little motorcycle hub here.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people want. Even down at Zone 7 itself, everyone talks about a hub, a substantial hub of where, okay, we can have kits and X, Y, and Z in one spot and let it happen from there, but it doesn't really work out. But what you've done here, it's incredible. Like we were speaking, when last was it here? 8 years ago.
8 years ago, yeah.
So from 8 years till now, when I walked in here, my mind was blown.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So big ups to what you've done.
Yeah, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. It's been a tough battle. Well, anything that's worth having is going to be a fight. But you know, to first of all decide you're going to work on Harleys, create a custom Harley shop in South Africa. You know, the motorcycle market in South Africa is very small.
Yeah.
Now you want to take Harleys. Now you reduced it even smaller. Now you want to customize bikes within that. So we like portraying to maybe 1% of the motorcycle trade in South Africa. But with enough persistence and will and passion, it's possible. And now we got a lot of international clients. So it's really cool. Like the coffee shop has just been a huge add to it, because now it's brought in people like, oh, you got to go see this place. You can look at these rad bikes, and naturally it's progressed into doing work for them or you know, restoring their bike.
It's a little business hub at the end of the day as well. Yeah.
And then now with the Stoos Cartel rentals.
Yes, let's talk about that.
So we're going to start our own rental fleet, which I'm really stoked about. So at the end of the day, I just want a place that someone can come hang out that's passionate, is a petrol head, and that can just hang out here and feel welcome and just enjoy and just, you know, just talk to what it's about. You know, there's no egos involved. There's, you know, I don't care if you ride a Vespa, whatever. If you're passionate on two wheels or motor, just petrol heads in general,
anything works.
I'm keen to rap about it, and that's where we're trying to create here. So we have a once a year birthday bash where we attract, like last year there was 400 people, 130 bikes, and now we've also want to host runs. So we reached out to the Porsche Club to come hang out and bring,
once again, petrol head.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter if it's got 4 wheels or 2 wheels, eh?
Yeah, if you love engines or just rad stuff, we want just a cool place where everyone's welcome to hang out.
Of course.
Over a good cup of coffee.
100%.
Yeah.
And then a little touch base on your last trip that you just had.
Sure.
You're telling me some stories behind the scenes now. That sounds epic.
Yeah, so I've been very, very blessed. So I was invited to, first of all, I'll start with the first one. So 3 weeks ago, I was invited to a show in Oregon, Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
They invite 300 builders from around the world. And our bike was already in LA at the bike shed on display.
So your bike was there?
Yeah, because I was invited to a show last year, so I left it there just in case. It was on like a small like they call it a carnet, where you can keep your bike there for a year.
Okay.
So anyway, I was invited to that show, and it actually ended up winning
Sick,
So I was
dude.
very stoked with that.
Yeah,
So
sick.
there was a few awards, and the award I won was the One Motor Show Award, which was chosen by the organizers of the event. So it was a huge accolade
that's
for me.
Very well done, yeah.
And then all of that then led into being invited to London. But before that, so that was a rad trip. Got to meet. I went to the GP. Got to hang out with Brad Binder and all the boys.
Yeah, I saw that. We were with Grant Langston and Lance
Yeah.
Isaacs and all of them. Yeah,
All those hooligans.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to hang out with all the. I think there was about 20 Saffers, bro.
Sick.
Yeah, we just took over GP Texas.
Proper.
And then I got back to South Africa, and then I went with Monster Energy to the Speedway in Poland.
Okay.
And that was just absolute.
Mind-blowing.
No, it's insane. So these rigs are, I think they're 600 cc's.
Yeah.
Thumpers, no brakes, no gears, just clutch. So when you're on the starting line, you just drop clutch and you just whack it, bro. And then you're on oval track sitting sideways.
I wonder why, like Speedway, I wonder why it hasn't been promoted as much as it used to be. Because that was something I used to watch.
Yeah.
But it was probably back in the day on
Yeah.
like ESPN or something.
But I mean, now it's like how we are for our rugby. That's how they are with their Speedway, dude. Like,
Oh, crazy.
the stadium had 55,000 people.
Yeah, that's a full.
So yeah, so in Europe it's still massive.
Okay.
And I just saw like the one oak was standing up in front of another of the spectators, and the oak pretty much was about to wring his neck because he couldn't see the race.
Oh, crazy.
So yeah, that was phenomenal, man. And I connected with some really cool athletes and influencers.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Like
And
you were saying, to get some stories from them and just be influenced about their lifestyle
Yeah.
and the way they've been. Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, there was one chap that lost his arms in a bike accident, and this oak now had to learn how to do his life with his feet. And he actually is this insane Polish drifter that he does the whole thing with his feet. And
Please tell the viewers about how he signed that
so we were very privileged to get put in the middle of the raceway, and they chose six people to come take part, and I was one of them. And he's one of the monster athletes.
Yeah.
And I had to give him the pen, and I put in his toes, and he signed the indemnity with his feet.
That's mind blowing.
Yeah.
And he probably had his fat smile on his face while doing it.
I've never seen an oak. You go, like, you introduce yourself, and you know you try. You don't know how to react, but they're used to it. And I've never met an oak that you so happy and humble. I mean, I was sitting with him, and we're just laughing. Not once would you think that oak was impaired in any way, bro. What that oak has achieved, and
amazing,
the mind power, it really makes you think. Like, whenever you think you're having a bad day, there's oaks that you can decide how you want to react.
And they're loving life still.
Biggest smile, goes around, he's greeting everyone because he's quite big and famous in Poland. So everybody wanted a picture with him, and you know, just a humble guy, and
So sick,
just like really inspirational.
I also would have been mind blown by that.
Yeah.
But also that awkward moment of handing a pen to sign it.
Yeah.
But like you say, people they adjust to their being, you know what I mean?
And then, like, you know, you want to feel awkward, but you know, that's his life.
It is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's
like,
comfortable with it.
Exactly. And he rocks it, and he's achieved so much. So yeah, so huge.
He's a monster athlete, so
Yeah,
he's achieved
exactly.
another thing. That's good.
And there's an inspirational speaker as well. So he cruises around talking about, you know, look, life handed him lemons, and he just says, "Fuck you, I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna make the fucking coolest lemonade ever."
And so tell me, what's next for Stoos Customs for Alex? You're traveling, I think you're leaving tomorrow, you said,
Yeah, so tomorrow I've been invited to London Bike Shed. So they also invite 300 builders from around the world. And
do you have a bike there on display?
It's actually flying, dude. So I had to load it up, crate it, send it to London. But it lands on Thursday. It lands on 6 a.m. Thursday. I land 5 a.m. Thursday. I hustle to the shippers, and I've got to get it out of clearance, and then I've got to get it delivered within 24 hours. So the bike gods are on my side. I have no faith, bro. I've like already put it out there that I'm loading my bike on the stage, getting ready for the show. But
well, then it's happening, right?
It's happening, bro. In my eyes, I'm doing it, but it's just it's quite gnarly. It's quite a tight
and you got to
squeeze.
rent a car, or is there someone helping you?
No, my brother lives there.
Okay, sick.
But I'll wrap with one of the guys that are organizing it to see if they've got a truck I can use, because it can deliver to the one venue. but not to the actual main event.
Okay.
So I've got to figure out how to get it there. But when the bike's in line, I don't give a shit. I'll push it if I have to.
Yeah.
Or
like
ride
you said,
illegally.
It's gonna get done, eh?
Yeah, it's done, bro. I've already preempted. I put it out there.
Well,
So
good
yeah,
luck for that, bro.
Yeah,
So that's the next big thing, eh?
yeah, and that's huge, man. Because you got, it's all the top bike builders from around Europe and the world. And
So is it similar to what happened in the States?
yeah, similar to that.
Okay.
But I think this one is the one in the States was more of a show.
Yeah.
Where this one is like the craftsmanship of this one is just next level.
Okay, hectic.
I've seen some of the builds, and I'm super excited to just get inspiration and meet the other builders.
Yeah, that's what it's about. eh?
Yeah, and I think that's what's so cool about the industry. Like I'd say about 15, when I was living in Hollywood, working at Exile, that was very ego driven. Like you didn't talk to the other, like I don't know, it was just like the industry's changed, which is so cool. Like you can actually chat. It's become more of like a brotherhood. And
Yeah, that's what it's neat. That's what it's meant to be, eh?
and it's just it's become a lot more humble.
Yeah.
You know, when like OCC, like American Choppers on Discovery came, everybody had the best bikes, and it was very ego, like big dick swinging.
Yeah.
Where now it's like it's cool because I flew to the States, and I think when they can see you on their level and you can create, they're happy to like rap with you. And it was just so cool to finally be at a level where I was. Like, I'm not blowing my own horn, but it was cool to see that I was producing similar quality, and being able to, like, people that I've seen on the internet and on magazines and getting information and then complimenting my build. How did you do that? And vice versa.
That's what you need, eh?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And now they become my mates. So like now when I fly into the States, I'm like, hey dude, how are you? Or I don't know how to do this. What do you recommend? So now on Instagram or messaging, I hit them up and I say, dude, how do I do this? Or
and they give you the full run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you need in this industry. Eh?
Yeah, and
well,
that's
not in this industry, in any industry in general. Eh?
Everything.
There's a lot of politics and a lot of little motorsport aspects. And to see to hear what you're saying about how people are willing to help and get involved. There's no point in standing in the background and just like, nah, I'm not gonna, for what?
And
what are you gaining?
You achieve nothing, and it's so much better to do it with people than like by yourself. And there's always something to be learned. Whoever is the best at what they're doing, it's only a matter of time till there's someone that's going to come and do better.
Of course, there will always be that.
So there's just so much to learn from each other, and it's just so much more enjoyable when there's that like natural. Competitive, like what's it called? Competition.
Yeah.
Where there's a bit of ego driven, but you can still say, hey, dude, fuck, man, you deserve to win.
Yeah,
that was hands down. Yeah. I can't beat that. Like,
no,
you blew my mind.
Still.
Yeah.
But to give the meaning behind it of what you like, someone else wins. You're like, yes, fuck, bro, well done.
Exactly.
You don't get that often.
No.
And if someone else wins, they're gonna be okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I know what like that's what drove me to create the bike that won now. Is I went to a show in America and my bike, I was like, dude, this bike doesn't this doesn't belong here.
Oh, really?
And then I left, and 4 years later I returned, and
but
with the new exactly.
And I ended up winning it.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what Europe holds because there's a lot of. So the brands now, the different brands are like they are really buying into this custom culture. So like BMW, Royal Enfield, Triumph, they choose different builders from around the world, and they'll send 5 bikes around the world, and they'll send it to the different bike builders and say, build your vision. And those kind of scouts go to these events. So you never know. Like hopefully I get a bike sent to me by BMW or
something's gonna come.
Yeah.
Out.
So.
With your perseverance and how eager you are, just the way you're talking about it now, something good's gonna come.
I hope so, man. And
definitely.
And that's what's so cool as well. Like naturally, like as well, like having great partners like Monster, Motul. Get to a point where they believe in you, and you come up with a crazy idea, and they support it. The crazier, the better.
Yeah, but that's what it is now. It's not this smooth, clean cut type of thing that people are wanting. They want the crazy. Different aspect of everything, which is what you're doing now, bro. Looking at the bikes that are around you.
Yeah, shot, dude. And you just got to keep pushing. Like, so I never used to do. I've done more on my own fabrication, welding, and machining, but I never operated the CNC. That was Louis.
Yeah.
And then I had another guy pull in but now I'm actually learning to do it myself because I've got these ideas in my head that I just can't share with other people.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so
you
now
need to get it out there.
Yeah, so now I've been teaching myself CAD. So in the next few months, I'll be doing it all myself because I've got these crazy ideas to combine my sheet metal skills with the CAD drawings.
And it's all in one.
Yeah.
Little potion mix
Exactly.
in there, bro. You've
So-
ruined something.
So I'm excited for like the next 6 months, dude. I've got some crazy wild ideas that I'm gonna
Yeah,
do.
well, we fucking look forward to that,
Yeah.
bro. This is going to be epic.
Yeah.
Thanks for hosting us, bro, into the
Yeah.
vault.
Thank
It's
you,
amazing
bro.
to see.
Yeah.
And good luck for your next little venture.
Shock, brother.
Yeah. Keep well, my bro.
Awesome.